Well, howdy Johnny Reb, my name is Southern Soldier, and in today's video we're going to be talking about non-essential gear for reenacting. Now, I did do a video on essential gear for reenacting. If you want to check that out, the video is on my page. I don't really know how to link stuff yet, but once I figure out how to, I'll see if I can't link the video in the description. So look for that, but if you don't find it, just go to my channel and then look for the video. Anywho, getting into the video. So the first thing that I want to cover before I go into the actual gear is, just because it's non-essential doesn't mean you shouldn't get it. You will eventually need these things for reenacting. It's not the first things you want to look into getting. The essential gear is what you want to get first. And then this is like the stuff you want to get after that. But you will eventually need this, but don't rush into getting it. Like I said before, they do have loaner gear, and for this stuff, it will mostly fit you. So, getting right into the video, the first piece of non-essential gear is the coat. Now, the reason why it's not essential is because they have loaner gear in camp. They have like 20 coats that you can pick from, 30, however many they have, but they have a bunch that you can pick from, and I'm sure that they'll have one that fits you or that is very close to fitting you. Yeah, the coat, they have it. You can borrow it and wear it on the field. It's no biggie. You will eventually need it, like I said, but you don't really need it your first few events. So, yeah, coat is the first thing. Second thing, pants. Now, I got my pants with the suspenders, but, I mean, if you want to make suspenders a second category, you can, but I'm just going to count it in with pants. You do not need pants. You do not need to get pants first. They have these too. Got like 40 pairs in a tub you can choose from. No biggie. The pants I got all rough and tattered up. I didn't want to get them brand new because I knew I was going to outgrow them in the next few years. So I just got them all rough and tattered up. Got them for $10 on a private purchase. This is why I recommend getting stuff from private purchase, because you can get it cheap. And a lot of times, you know, the reenactors that you get it from, you know, they got the good stuff, and then they wore it, and they wanted to get rid of it. So now you've got a good pair of pants that are just a little worn for like $10. But, these, you know, as you can see, they've been worn out. They've got patches everywhere. The crotch is just about worn out. It's gotten patchwork, though. Yeah, I mean, it's rough and tattered up, but for a Confederate impression, that's great. I mean, that's one thing that I was looking at, is that it's only going to add on to the impression if it's all roughed up. Because, you know, they didn't have a lot of supply lines into late war. So, yeah, pants, second thing. Don't need to get them right away. You will eventually need to get them, but not a biggie. Third thing is a shirt. Now, last time I checked on shirt prices, just to get them from Sutler Rose, shirts run about $30 now, which I think is crazy. You can buy a dress shirt that's made from time period materials and make a shirt yourself for like $15. You know, I mean, for what they were charging for the same pattern, that was $30. I went to Sam's Club and picked up a dress shirt, that exact same pattern, and as you can see, I cut off all the buttons down the row and left the top 4, made it a 4-hole button up. I only have the bottom 2 buttoned up right now, but it's a 4 button shirt. But I cut all the other buttons off and then sewed up the seam, and it's a time period shirt. I cut the tag off, I cut off the collar buttons except for 1 or 2, I've only got 2 on there, and I'm eventually going to replace them with time period buttons. These are plastic right now, but in my opinion they look like the shell buttons from the time, so I'm not too worried about it right now. But yeah, this cost me 16 bucks to make, compared to 30 bucks at a Sutler Row. So, just gotta compare prices and be a little bit creative. And if you can't sew, well, you need to learn, because that'll save you a lot of money in reenacting. Yeah. Third thing, shirt. Fourth thing is leathers. Now, I just got my leathers in. I've been waiting for them for so long. Just because I've been saving up money for so long and I've been wanting to get them. Finally got enough money to get them, and one of my first sergeants ordered it for me. Came in like 3 days later, so I was super excited. But yeah, leathers. Not an important thing to have right away, but because, you know, your unit will probably stockpile leathers for loaner gear. But yeah, don't need the leathers. By leathers, that means cartridge box strap, belt. Sorry, it's all tangled up. Excuse me. It's all tangled up. Cap box and belt buckle. So yeah, leathers are not really a big thing. So that's number 4. Number 5, which is kind of my final one. I've got one that I want to cover, but I don't really have an example of it. But number 5, which is what I'm just going to say the last one for right now, is a haversack. Now, haversacks are super handy. You know, on the field, I store my rations in there, and I get hungry in the middle of a battle or right before battle, I can pull it out and I don't have to worry about leaving my food at camp or stuffing it in my pockets. I've got it in here and it's nice and safe. You know, I'll keep hardtack in here. If we get issued rations, which for ours, it's a peanut, a loaf of bread, a few pieces of deer jerky, I believe, and an apple. So, I'll just take my rations and eat a little bit of them and then stuff it in here. While I'm on the field, right before battle, I can take it out and eat it. So they are handy, but it's not really something you want to look into getting immediately. But yeah, that's the 5th thing. What I'm going to say the final-ish thing, one other thing that I want to cover, going into the next thing, is vests. Now, the reason why I say I don't really have an example is because, yes, this is a vest. If I can get the flip right. Yes, this is a vest, but it's a denim vest. Denim wasn't invented until the late 1800s, so it's not time period, but I still use it if I have to. Reason why is because, while this might sound crazy, back in the 1800s, you know, if you were going to dig, like, defensive positions or trenches, you could be in, you know, your pants and suspenders and your shirt. That was acceptable. But in any other case, like walking through a unit row, or a tent row, if you're just walking through it in your shirt and pants and suspenders, you are considered naked in the time period. As crazy as it might sound. From what if I remember correctly, it was a, kind of an order to always have a vest on if you weren't, wearing a coat, like your regular shell jacket or anything like that. If you're just walking around in camp without your shell jacket on, you need to wear a vest. If you're just wearing your shirt and your suspenders and pants, that is considered being naked. In the time, I mean. Now, I see a lot of reenactors do it nowadays. I don't think it's a big deal now, but if you just want to do a little bit more time period acting and get a little bit more time period right, I guess you could say, wear a vest. Wool vests, from what I've seen, they can run about 80 bucks if you go to get a good one. That's why I haven't bought one yet, and that's why I say it's non-essential. But this isn't really something that made it to my list, just because not a lot of reenactors do it. They don't make it a big deal unless you're a campaigner. And honestly, I think that vests are just a style point thing. Plus, if you are new to reenacting or just a little bit into your reenacting career, you're going to want to impress the first sergeants, impress the corporals, so you're going to be doing all the work, or not all of it, but you're going to want to volunteer for any work that they offer, which is like splitting firewood, going and getting the water, filling the water barrel up, stuff like that, so it would be considered working. And in that case, it would be appropriate to just walk around in your pants and your shirt. So, in that case, it's fine in my opinion. But yeah, I didn't really want a cover vest for that reason, just because it's not a big deal nowadays. But if you want to go for time period accuracy, vest is number 6. It's not essential, but if you just want to go that extra mile, it's there. So yeah, that's the end of the video. I'm sorry if I was a little bit wishy-washy on that. I have a lot of opinions on different things, but I try and sum it down for the sake of the video. But yeah, those are my 5, 6-ish non-essential pieces of gear for reenacting. So if you all like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have a suggestion for a video, which I would love to hear, leave it down in the comments section, and please subscribe. And if you want to hear more from me, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload a new video. So thank you all for watching. This is Southern Soldier, signing out.